This last week in Portland Metro real estate, more homes went up for sale than any time so far this year. What does that mean for buyers and sellers? Well, we'll get into that, plus the rest of the trends right now. As I mentioned, this last week we saw a big increase in the number of new listings to hit the market. It went up to 667, which was almost a 30% increase over the previous week. But keep in mind, when we compare it to last year, which was a much more active year, the number of new listings was still 709, still outpacing what we're doing so far this year. Now, the result of that is that the inventory increased by 6%. What does that mean for buyers? Well, for buyers, it means that there's more homes for them to choose from. And for sellers, it means that there's more competition on the market. One thing that I think is interesting is that the number of price reductions is on the rise. It was up 13% versus the previous week, and that number has been on the rise for like the last 3 to 4 weeks straight. What does that mean? What's that signaling? Well, I think it means that there's probably a bit of seller fatigue setting in out there, and sellers are getting a little more aggressive about reducing their prices in order to get an offer. Speaking of offers, the number of new pending deals, the number of offers that got accepted this last week was up 7%. It was up 665. That's a pretty respectable number, and it's the third highest number that we've seen so far this year. You can see that here on this chart. But as I mentioned, last year was a much more robust year. There was a much bigger volume of real estate being sold. The number of new purchase agreements that went under contract roughly the same time period last year was 901. The average days on market was down. Previous week it was 37. This week we came in at 31. Last year at this time it was 13. The median came in at 7. Previous week it was 11. Last year at this time it was 5. So what that means is half the homes sold in 7 days or less, and the other half of the homes sold in 7 days or more. Not bad. The average sale price did drop 2% versus the previous week. We came in at $615,970, down from that just about $626,000 we saw the previous week, which was the highest average sale price we've seen so far this year. However, compared to last year at this time, we're still down 4.9%. But take a look at this graph here. You can see that we are continuing to maintain that trend that we've been seeing since the end of January of ever increasing average sale price as we go through our spring buying season. So that's all the excitement I have for you this week. I would love a thumbs up if you like this content, and if you'd like to see more of it, please follow us, hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching to the very end. We'll catch you next week.